Most people fail at content because they're guessing. They sit down to write and think, what should I post today? Then they stare at a blank screen for 20 minutes before giving up. The problem isn't that you're a bad writer. The problem is you skipped the research phase. Today I'm showing you how to build a content foundation in one focused session, so you never have to guess what to create again. By the end of this video, you'll have 3 documents that tell you exactly what your audience wants to hear and how to say it in your voice. This is the unsexy work that makes everything else easy. Step 1. What your audience is actually searching for. Stop guessing. Start listening. Go to Google and type your core topic. Let's say you're a business coach. Type business coaching and look at what comes up. In Answer the Public, you'll see a visual map of questions people are typing into Google. In Google, scroll to People Also Ask and related searches. You're looking for patterns. Questions like, how do I find my first coaching clients? What's the difference between coaching and consulting? How much should I charge as a new coach? Do I need a certification to be a business coach? Here's what to do. Open a Google Doc and title it Audience Search Intent. Copy exactly 20 questions. Not 50, not 100, just 20. That's enough to see what your audience cares about without getting overwhelmed. Pro tip, look for questions with multiple variations. If you see, how do I get clients, and how do I find my first client, and where do coaches find clients? That's a pain point showing up 3 different ways. That's gold. Mark those. Why this matters. These aren't hypothetical topics. These are real people typing real questions into search engines right now. When you create content that answers these, you're not hoping someone cares. You know they do. Save this doc. You'll need it in the next video. Step 2. What makes you different? Generic advice is everywhere. Your stories are what make people remember you. Open a new doc titled Story Vault. Set a timer for 10 minutes. No overthinking, just brain dump. Answer these 9 questions with bullet points. What's an expensive mistake you made in your business? What advice did you follow that backfired? What do you wish you'd done differently in your first year? Example, I undercharged for 2 years because I was afraid no one would hire me. Nearly went bankrupt before I raised my prices and lost 0 clients. What's a client transformation that surprised you? What result did you get that seemed impossible at first? What moment made you realize you were actually good at this? Example, a client 10x their revenue by doing less, not more. They cut their services in half and doubled their prices. It shouldn't have worked, but it did. What do you believe that most people in your industry disagree with? What best practice do you think is actually terrible advice? What truth does no one want to hear? Example, I think most business coaches are frauds who've never run a real business. They teach frameworks they learn from other coaches, not from actually building something. The critical rule, share the lesson, not the trauma. Your audience needs insights, not your therapy session. Don't write, my divorce destroyed me and I spent 6 months in bed crying. Do write, going through a major life disruption taught me that business systems either support you or collapse when you can't show up. I rebuilt everything around sustainability. See the difference? Same experience, but one focuses on what they can learn, not on your pain. Why this matters? These stories are what separate you from every other expert with a Canva template and a LinkedIn account. When you weave these into your content, people don't just learn, they connect. They think, this person gets it, they've been there. Save this doc. You'll use it to add humanity to your content in the next video. Step 3. Real problems you've actually solved. This is the piece most people skip, and it's why their content feels theoretical. Go to your sent emails from the past 30 to 60 days. You're looking for emails where you solved a problem for a client, answered a detailed question, gave advice that actually worked, explained something that confused someone. Just the problem part, not your full response. For example, how do I price my services when I'm just starting? My content gets likes but no clients. What am I doing wrong? I'm overwhelmed by all the marketing advice out there. Where do I even start? Should I niche down or stay general? Find 10 of these. If you don't have enough emails, look at DMs on LinkedIn or Instagram where people ask questions, comments on your posts, questions from discovery calls. Problems your past clients came to you with, why 10? Because 10 problems usually fall into 3 to 4 core themes. That's your content structure right there. Open a new doc titled Client Problems and paste all 10. Why this matters. When you create content based on problems you've actually solved, it's not generic, it's specific, it's credible. People read it and think, how did they know I was struggling with this? Because you've been in the conversation before. You're not making it up. Save this doc. In the next video, we'll feed all 3 of these documents into AI and turn them into 30 posts. That's it. You now have 3 documents. Audience search intent, 20 questions people are actively searching for StoryVault, 9 personal stories that make you memorable client problems, 10 real issues you've solved. This is your content foundation. Everything you create from now on should pull from these 3 sources. Most people skip this step and jump straight to creating content. That's why they burn out in 3 weeks. They're manufacturing without raw materials. You just did the unsexy work that makes the sexy work possible. In the next video, I'll show you exactly how to feed these 3 documents into AI and generate 30 posts in one afternoon. Posts that sound like you, address real demand, and build trust with your audience. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it. We're building a different kind of engine at AI Launch Lab. See you in the next one.